Well, today on Charger Chat, we have Elizabeth Waukee, co-owner of Save-a-Mutt Foundation, and our hosts, Maurice Jaramillo and Micah Ramos. So, Elizabeth,
Yes.
why don't you start off with explaining what Save-a-Mutt is?
Save-a-Mutt is a nonprofit organization, and we are devoted to raising funds and awareness for homeless animals, cats and dogs that are in local rescues and shelters. And that is mostly our mission. We combine that with trying to get dogs and cats off of Craigslist and find them forever homes. So the heart of our mission is to raise funds and awareness for those homeless animals who need help the most.
It's very sweet.
So you were inspired to save a lot of animals' lives,
Yes.
pretty much. And so, how did you really start Save-a-Mutt?
Well, my partner, Jennifer Ward, who couldn't be here today, she and I were having lunch about 7 years ago. We've done this now for 7 years, and we had seen an Oprah Winfrey show about puppy mills, and that just inspired us to think about how we could make a difference. What could we do on our end to support the groups that are on the front lines, basically, in animal rescue? And so we decided that we would start Save-a-Mutt, which is a fundraising dog wash, and that is our event every August. That was our name for 7 years, and it will remain our event in August. And so we were inspired by that Oprah Winfrey show on puppy mills to do what we could to raise funds to help those groups that are making such a huge difference in the world of animal rescue.
So you talked about Save-a-Mutt. Are there any other events, or do you plan on having more events?
Well, we have every August, and it's usually the third Saturday in August is Save-a-Mutt because it's almost always sunny. We just had our Dogtoberfest event at the Irishman in Everett, which is 21 and over, and it's a beer trivia fundraiser, and we do that with the Animal Rescue Foundation, which is the nonprofit side of the Everett Animal Shelter. And then we also have an event in the springtime, Pooch Fest, which is at the same location, the Irishman in Everett, also with ARF, the Animal Rescue Foundation. And we realized we kind of pulled back from outreach and doing events because we wanted to get more involved at the shelters and at the rescues, but then we realized that we really need the money, and those outreach events, that's what brings in the money. So, you know, we're always looking for new places and new themed, events to have, but right now those are the only ones that we have. But we encourage you and your listeners to check our Facebook page and our website, because we're always changing, and we may not have anything on the schedule today, but in another month we might be doing something. So, we want people to follow us so that they can see what we're doing.
That's good.
Yeah.
Sweet.
What is your role in Save-a-Mutt or Save-a-Mutt? What is your personal role?
Well, I am co-director with Jennifer Ward. She and I are the directors, and mostly I deal with the volunteers. Jennifer is the finance side. She does a lot of she's a graphic artist. She does the advertising, and I'm kind of on foot going door to door and asking for money. And my main focus with Save-a-Mutt is the senior dogs that are in the shelters, and trying to get them more adoptable by maybe getting them groomed or whatever it takes to make them more attractive. Networking them, cross-posting them, transporting them. We do a lot of transport with these animals. And my partner Jennifer, her main goal is the puppies in the high kill shelters in California. And so that's what she focuses on. And so she kind of covers the puppies locally and in California at those high kill shelters, and I kind of focus on the seniors, dogs and cats locally, and kittens as well. I do the cats and the kittens. That's my role with Save-a-Mutt.
You know?
So what do you hope to accomplish for Save-a-Mutt in the future? Like, do you feel like you could outreach into other states besides just California and Washington?
Well, you know, we kind of take one day at a time. We want to do it as long as we can do it. We want to do as much of it as we can do it. And the only thing that limits us is our funding. Every time we take dogs out of California, it costs us. And we have fundraisers. You know, a lot of people are so generous. They're so willing to open their wallets and help us do what we're doing. And without that, we couldn't do it. Our future, all we can see is doing more and more, reaching out to more groups. We have partner shelters that work with us, and they'll take dogs and cats from us because we don't have a facility. We kind of are word of mouth and out there, like I said, transporting and raising the money. So those groups that have facilities, they take these animals from us and they help us find them homes. And without our partners, we couldn't do anything either. But our goal and our mission will stay the same, to save as many animals in need as we possibly can, and there won't be a limit as long as we have the funding.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Like, how many people are actually involved in Save-a-Mutt or Scrub-a-Mutt? Like,
well,
either one.
We have, Jennifer and I are the co-directors, like I said. We don't have anybody who, and we're nonprofit, we don't get paid. We're volunteers, and we don't have anybody working with us, but we have a team of volunteers that without them, it's family, it's friends, it's lots of high school kids, and you know, in our community, they are the heart of what we do. Without them, we couldn't pull it off, and as well as the city of Marysville. You know, we work together. Jennifer and I are Save-a-Mutt, but we're just kind of organizing it and putting it out there. Those people that come and help us and make it happen, they're the heart and soul. So it's just Jennifer and I as the directors, but we have a team of volunteers that are magnificent.
So I know you already kind of talked about this, but does Save-a-Mutt do more of like an active or passive role in saving the animals? Because I know that you mostly kind of fundraise for charities and stuff.
Yes, well, that's how we started. Scrub-a-Mutt was strictly to raise money at our August event, and we would give it to the groups that we worked so closely with. We would split it up and give it to the groups we worked so closely with. And then last year, you know, as we kind of ended the year, we started thinking, Jennifer and I, we thought, well, we wanted to get our hands dirty. You know, we were kind of watching all these people doing their wonderful work and thinking we wanted to be part of that. Yeah. And so we still have our fundraiser, but this year has been our first year of actually really getting in there. I volunteer at the Everett Animal Shelter. You know, we foster for groups, local rescue groups. Now we are a rescue group, and that's where the change in the name came from. Scrub-a-Mutt is still there, but we basically scrub those mutts to raise money to save those mutts. And now we'll take the money raised and we'll put it into our fund and continue to transport puppies out of California and help senior dogs locally and pull dogs up a Craigslist. And something else we do is, you know, when you look at these shelters, and they're very limited by funds as well, you know, and these rescue groups. And so we'll raise money. Like, they may call us about a dog or a cat that maybe was hit by a car and broke their leg so badly that they don't have the funds to take care of one dog they've got. I was at the shelter yesterday, and they're full, you know, and they won't be in a few days, but they're full right now, so they can't really justify spending thousands of dollars on one dog when there are 30 dogs who just need that daily care. Mm-hmm. And so they'll reach out to us, and we've been able to, again, through donations, fund surgeries for animals who need that surgery in order to make them more adoptable. And we do that with our partner, Lake Stevens Animal Hospital. They do a lot of their work at cost, and Dr. Renee Gray, she'll donate, you know, her time, and so will her staff. So we're very blessed in the sense that we've been able to go from raising money for these animals to actually saving them ourselves with our group of volunteers and team members that are making it happen for us.
That's pretty
That's
cool.
nice.
Yeah, it's very cool.
So I noticed you guys have a Facebook page.
We
Do
do.
you guys have a Twitter page?
We don't have a Twitter page yet.
Okay. Well, we're gonna play. We're gonna be on break right now, and right now we're gonna be watching Twitter.
Question mark?
So, Micah, what did you do this weekend?
Oh, well,
Hold on, I'm sending a tweet.
okay. Oh. So what do you call a crate full of ducks?
I don't know what.
A box of quackers.
Let me tweet that.
Okay.
So a scientist sees a man about to jump off a building, and he says, "Don't do it. You have so much potential."
You're such a nerd.
Right, Vitaly? Vitaly?
Leave me alone, I'm tweeting here.
Vitaly, you asking to home phone.
Dude, just check my Twitter feed. It says it there.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't really use Twitter.
It's got all the information there.
Really?
Super awesome. Yeah.
Oh man, dude, I've like no.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Hold on! This. Hold on, Anthony. I just gotta tweet about this really fast.
For all of you just tuning in, today we have Elizabeth Waukee, the co-director for Save-a-Mutt Foundation. So as you were talking about on the break,
Yes.
you want to talk about Marysville and how great the city is?
Yes, I do. We were recently, Save-a-Mutt, and Jennifer and I were recently recognized as volunteers of the month for the month of August in this city of Marysville. And again, they donate the Marysville Athletic Fields complex up on 152nd to us every year for our event. And without their support over the years, we couldn't have our event, you know. And we've had generosity from the Marysville Rotary Club over the years, but we wouldn't want to do this without letting people know just how grateful we are, how honored we are to be recognized, and how thrilled we are to be in this city that loves dogs. And you could see by their parks, you know, they make them so dog friendly, and we just want to recognize them and thank them for what they've done. Again, we couldn't do what we do without them allowing us to use their park. So big shout out to the city of Marysville, which you guys are very fortunate to be living here and going to school here.
How do you use, like, what type of, how do I say this? Like, who are your biggest supporters in the donation, donation-wise? Like, who
Well,
are your biggest
it's
organizations?
hard to say, because to me, you know, somebody may give me, you know, give the organization, you know, $200, but then somebody is coming to every single event and volunteering their time. So that's a tough question, because being the volunteer coordinator, we could get all the money. We could, you know, if we just had money, we could do a lot, you know, and we do a lot with our money. But if we didn't have the volunteers, that's all we could do is write checks and whatever. But because of the volunteers coming to our events and always being ready for us, we have foster homes now. We're starting to get foster homes. Without them, all that fun stuff, you know, all that great stuff couldn't happen. So that's a tough question, you know. We have sponsors who donate their money to us so that we could buy everything we need for our events. You know, and so to make one more generous than the other, that's not possible, because everybody gives what they can. So I can't answer that. I can only say that whether it's a $1,000 donation from a sponsor or an 8-hour donation from a high school kid, you know, that's all that kid can give, you know, and that's worth $1,000 to us, you know. So that's a question I can't really say who's the most generous, because we don't stop seeing the generosity. It just keeps coming to us, time, talents, and financial support. So everybody and anybody that's ever had part in our event or events, their value is, to me, they're invaluable. So that's my answer for that.
have you seen a huge difference now that you and your sister Jennifer have,
My best friend, Jennifer.
or your best friend
Yes.
Jennifer,
Even
were volunteers of the month? Like, have you seen a huge difference?
Have
when
I
you-
seen a huge difference
Mhm.
in, like, people noticing us or whatever, or
Yeah.
just, well,
Well,
you
in
know,
general, pretty much. Well, that and in general.
well, I will tell you that, you know, when you have events, it really helps to get a press release and people knowing, because we post it on Facebook and we put posters and signs up and people talk. Word of mouth is always the best advertising. But I will say that we had our Dogtoberfest last weekend at the Irishman on October 18th. We were so busy and we had so many people, and it's a great event because it's beer and trivia. People love that. But I felt like it was busier than in past years. And again, everything's getting busier because we're getting people and finding out more about us. But I kind of felt like that might have had something to do with it because they did mention that in the paper. I think it'll put us on the map more, because we were in the Herald, we were in the Globe, North County Outlook. So more people are seeing, who we are and what we do, whereas in the past, like before Save-a-Mutt, we didn't have, there was no press release. So we might have had more people. I think people read that paper and they see, wow, oh, this is going on, So yeah, I think it helps with people seeing who we are and what we do more now, but I think it made more people come out to Dogtoberfest. So I saw that little bit of difference, and I hope we continue to see that. And if it makes people look at our page and see what we're doing, they'll be hooked, because it doesn't matter what kind of dog or cat you love, you're going to find it on our page. Even if it's not for adoption, you'll see what we've done for it, and it's addictive, certainly, I think.
So do you have any plans for upcoming events before the spring?
Just
event?
Pooch Fest, but like I said, if you follow us on Facebook, it doesn't mean we're not going to have anything. It's just we don't have anything on the schedule right now. But we'd like to, get something maybe around the holiday time, but
That'd be pretty cool.
nothing yet. And again, we do stuff with our partners. So, if the Everett Animal Shelter does a big event, we probably will take part in that, or Old Dog Haven is another group we work closely with, and NOAA. So if they do something, we might take part in that. So we may not have our own event, but we will probably be out and about. So please, I encourage everybody to follow us on Facebook and see where we're going to be and come out and say hi, and just it's fun. And we sell shirts for our organization, and 100% of those profits go back into our fund as well. So, and cups, we sell all kinds of fun stuff.
Does your organization take a role in animal rescue, or is the main duty just raising funds and charities?
Our organization, Scrub-a-Mutt, Save-a-Mutt, you'll notice everything is SAM. And then we had, which we don't have this fund anymore because we kind of incorporated it, SAM's fund, SAM. And SAM's fund was our medical needs fund that we raised money for animals with medical needs that needed help to get adopted. We've just incorporated that now into Save-a-Mutt. We do that with Save-a-Mutt. And so we are, so ask me that question again.
Oh, I was asking you if, do you guys take an active role in animal rescue?
Yes, and we do. And so that is what I was going to say. SAM is saving, advocating, and making a difference. And that's kind of, if we can continue to do that every day, then that is not only the raising of the funds, the rescuing of the animals, the transporting, everything involved with rescue and anything involved with rescue, we're going to try and do. And it starts with raising the funds, because without the money, we could volunteer at the shelter, which I do. We could foster for groups, which we do, but to actually get in there and rescue the funds, that's the first thing we have to do. So raising that money and making a difference in the communities and spreading the word, that ends up with rescuing animals, So yeah, we take an active role in rescuing animals.
Okay, we're going to a break again, and here is reverse psychology.
It's pretty exciting.
So you're saying things as we go to break. What does that mean? Reverse psychology?
Look, guys, it's that Jerry kid. He's been taking some online reverse psychology classes, and he's so annoying. So just totally ignore him. Don't listen to anything he says, alright? Alright, so I'm just about here, guys, so just remember what I said, alright?
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, Gary. Alright, guys, I have to go to the bathroom, so I'm gonna leave my backpack here. If anyone, any of you, any of you do my homework, I will be so furious. I will never talk to you guys ever again. It would be the worst thing in the world if you took out my homework out of my backpack and did it. I would be furious. All right, guys, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm gonna leave my backpack here. Don't any of you even think, even contemplate taking out my homework and doing it, because that would be the worst thing ever. All right? I'll be right back. I'm going to take a very, very long time in the bathroom. Don't do my homework.
Alright, now that he's finally gone, what were we talking about? Oh right, the house competition. So,
Guys, we should definitely do his homework.
Micah, that's a great idea. We should totally do it.
Do you want to do it or am I? And we're back. Welcome to Charger Chat. In case you're just now tuning in, we have Elizabeth Waukee
Yes.
from Save-a-Mutt Foundation. And so I know that you do a lot of animal rescue and charities. Do you have any animals of your own? Or-
I do. I do have animals of my own. I have my very own dogs are Lulu, who's a bearded collie, and she's a senior, and Walter, who is out of a High Kill, California shelter. He's a young boy. And then I also foster for Old Dog Haven, and so I have a turnover of dogs. We do final refuge. They come to us at the end of their lives, and we give them a comfortable home. And so they come and go kind of quickly, but I have two of my own. And then I also do cat rescue. So I've got a couple of senior cats, and then another young cat. We try and keep that young one in there to keep everybody happy. And then again, a rotation of cats that come and go because we foster them. So those are my cats, and my partner Jennifer has a yellow lab and a German shepherd. So those are the animals that we have in our homes.
Are you more of a cat or a dog person?
I tell you what, I love them both, but I'm more of a dog person. They complete me. My dogs are I love dogs. They're just something else. And I love cats too, but dogs are, they're crazy like me. Cats are real cool. I'm not as cool as cats. But yeah, and I know you guys said you have parakeets and you have a dog,
Yeah.
so we're all animal lovers. That's for sure.
So we were talking about volunteers, and I noticed
Yes.
that like you had a lot of high schoolers. Like what high schools actually help volunteer for Save-a-Mutt and Scrub-a-Mutt?
Well, we have the Arlington High School, their honor society comes every year, and they volunteer their time to scrub a mutt, and they wash dogs for us. And we also have some of the kids that go to this school. Thomas Lindgren is one of my favorite volunteers, and some of his friends come with him. So we have a good amount of volunteers, never enough. We could always use more, especially I know high school kids, you guys have your senior projects and need community service hours, and we can help you with that. So yeah, those are the only two high schools that at this point, and that's good, but we always can use more. So any high school kids watching, you can contact me because I'm the volunteer coordinator. Either my phone number, and everything's on our website and our Facebook page, but lizardquest@gmail.com. And you can contact me and I will put you to work. August, probably 22nd is going to be our event next year. So we already have our day ready to start. After the holidays, we'll get started with that, getting our volunteers lined up and sponsors and vendors. But always, always, always we need volunteers.
So you talked about earlier how you don't really have a facility. You just work with the Everett Foundation stuff. Do you hope to have your own building someday?
Yes, we do. Because presently Everett Animal Shelter and NOAA Also Casa which is on Commando Island, and Skagit Humane, and Paws in Linwood. Those are the buildings that will work with us. They have actual shelters. My partner Jennifer, part of the reason why she's not here, she just moved and she bought a piece of property up in Stanwood, and I am hoping to do the same thing somewhere locally, more in Marysville, because I have a business here, a pet sitting business. And so she and I, our plan is to someday, within the next few years, both have I won't need a facility, because I will just stick with the seniors and you know, a few at a time here and there. Her plan is a full-on facility. But right now we rely on the generosity and help of our partner shelters, those that I just named, and they take those dogs for us and put them in isolation. You know, because you bring up a dog, you don't know if it's sick, so you have to. Yeah. And they give them the medical needs. You know, that's another thing, we pay for any medical needs that they have. Spay and neuter, absolutely the most important thing that people can learn from this segment or any animal segment. Spay and neuter your pets, and that will stop the overpopulation, and it's just such an important thing. And microchipping, you know, get your dog returned to you. So someday, yes, we will have a facility, but right now we just rely on our partners for that.
I see. If you were to get a facility, like, where would you locate it? Would you locate it in Marysville or somewhere close where you live?
Well, I live in Marysville, and
okay.
so, but I live within the city limits, so I couldn't do that where I live. But I am looking. Mostly, I'd like to stay in Marysville, out in eastern Marysville, even like, you know, northeastern Marysville, because that's where the properties are. So I would like to stay local. Again, I have a pet sitting business, Wagamuffins Pet Care Services, and so I want to be close to my customers so that I can be available to them for the dog walks and cat care, you know, stay close to home. Jennifer is a graphic artist, works from home, so it was easy for her to move to Stanwood and start, you know, thinking about her future with the facility there. So I would stay close to home, and preferably in Marysville.
So I noticed that you said a little bit about your other job besides being the co-director. So
yes.
Would you like to talk about that a little more?
Well, I just have Wagamuffins Pet Care Services,
okay.
and I've been doing that in Marysville for 16 years, and I walk dogs daily. See, I can't get enough of dogs. And I take care of people's dogs and cats when they're on vacation, so that's what I do. And I'm very fortunate because in rescue I see a lot of sad situations, and with my customers I see the flip side of how much love is out there for animals. So if we can get these animals out of those shelters and in homes like our homes and customers and friends that we know, then we're doing a good thing. And again, we work together. We have to all work together to do that, to get these animals into their forever homes. So that's what I do for a living, and that's what I do on the side. I just surround myself with animals. That's why life is good. Yeah, life is good when you do that. I learn a lot from them.
So you're talking about like the shelters, like the animal shelters. Like, are those getting crowded, or are they steady and you guys can easily?
Are they getting crowded, or what was the other?
Are they getting crowded, or are they like enough room for more animals to come in?
Well, you know, it fluctuates, and they always have a pretty good group of residents there. Sometimes it's slower than others. Summertime, people seem to adopt more in the summer because they're home. They can work with dogs and puppies and cats. But the good thing about Western Washington is that our shelters work together. And you know, if there's a dog or a cat who's been somewhere for a really long time and they're not getting noticed, then they'll move them to another shelter, and they'll get a whole new set of eyes, you know, looking at them, and that usually does the trick, you know. So they may be full, but they move them around if they need to, and there's never we are very fortunate to be in an area where our shelters are no-kill shelters. They don't euthanize for space, so there's never an overpopulation to where they can't house them. That is one of the most wonderful things about where we live, is that, you know, if an animal is euthanized, it's probably dying, or it's severely aggressive and it's a danger to itself and to others. But we have a wonderful, wonderful understanding of the place that animals take in our lives here in Western Washington. And so these shelters work together to keep things moving for these animals. So I've never seen it where it's so overfilled, but there are always animals waiting for adoption. So it's never urgent, doesn't seem to be, but urgent in the sense that let's get these guys homes, you know, spread the word. And don't buy pets in puppy stores. That's pet stores. Puppies are not products. And if you see a pet store selling them, boycott them. We boycott stores that sell puppies and kittens. A lot of stores host them there, you know, but they're rescue.
Yeah.
And they're doing it for a rescue group. The, you know, pet store's not selling a puppy. If they're holding it for a rescue group, they're putting it up for adoption for that rescue group. So another thing, don't buy puppies or kittens in pet stores. That's a no-no. Because it just perpetuates puppy mills. That's why.
So we're actually out of time right now, sadly. This is actually
I
pretty
know.
interesting.
I love it. I could be here. I want to stay. Let's have it extended.
So again, Elizabeth Waukee.
Thank
for
you.
Save-a-Mutt
Thank you.
Foundation.
Thank you for coming.
And thank you for watching Charger Chat.
Thank you.